Welcome back, guys. Let's put this in the ether. You know what? I want to say that all relationship will eventually fail, right? I don't care who you are. All modern day relationship will eventually fail, right? The statistic of divorce rate is out there, right? What does that say, right? You could say 50 years ago is totally different, right? Yeah, but that's 50 years ago. I'm talking about today and this time, right? And not only that, 50 years ago, people do file. You especially today, you're still seeing uprise in people who's married for 50 years and they still file for divorce, which is the worst thing you could do. It's better off if you look, right? If you find out that your relationship doesn't work out, it's best to divorce early in the relationship than it is later in your relationship. A lot of guys out there are gonna tell you that, especially older men who divorce in their 50s. It's gonna be nearly impossible to recuperate your fortune when you divorce in your later years, right? So don't be stuck in that kind of relationship. If you're gonna file divorce, file it early. Right? Get a prenuptial agreement. I know a prenuptial agreement could be thrown out the court. I know that as well. But at least you have something to fall back on. Right? At least you have something to some kind of thing if you ever decide to get married, which why you even want to get married these days, knowing how women are, right? To me, I don't think getting married is the optimal thing to do as a man, especially a man is still working on himself or pursuing the best he can be. I think it's better off just have a girlfriend, right? Just have a girlfriend. If you get her pregnant, you get her pregnant. I'm not advocating wedlock, but these stuff does happen, right? And if you do get her pregnant, it's better off to pay 18 years of child support than a lifetime alimony. You get what I'm saying? Right? It's better off to pay 18 years of child support than lifetime alimony, right? Now, like when you get a girl pregnant, there's nothing in the rule book saying you have to marry her, right? There's nothing in the rule book saying you have to marry her, right? Look, all these celebrities, rappers get all of these girls pregnant. Did they get married? No, because they understand how the legal works. If you get married, then they're gonna involve all these legal matter. They're gonna split properties and all this stuff. It's better off just to be a couple, right? And just be co-parent. Don't feel the need you have to be spouses when you get someone pregnant. But back to my point is that most relationships gonna fail anyway, right? Most relationships gonna fail anyway. Why are you gonna get married for, right? I don't understand that. Like majority of relationship these days, modern day relationships, right? Most likely don't work out, right? It's a pipe dream to have this fantasy that it will work out. Sure, we would like to see it work out, right? But you have to live in reality these days, right? Most of them won't work out. So if most of them won't work out, why are you going to put yourself in this kind of situation where you have to marry the person? You don't have to marry the person at all, right? You do not have to marry the person, right? Because it's going to fail regardless. You got look. What does it mean when people failing their marriage, right? What does it mean when people filing for divorce? That means people suddenly emotion changes. When people are emotional creatures, right? People change all the time. Our feelings change all the time, right? Our feeling might be loving dovey to one person, one minute, 1 year, one decade, but suddenly, because we're emotional creatures, our emotional change, and suddenly we lose interest, right? Then we lose interest, we lost attractions, because people lose attraction to each other all the time. Right? What does that mean? That means if you lose attraction, most likely your relationship gonna fail because you lose attraction for each other. Your romanticism died out. Your lack of interest, your sexual appeal died out from each other. And what's that lead to? It lead to a failed marriages. People don't feel the need. They want to move on. They're gonna move on from each other. People feeling emotions change all the time. If your emotions change all the time, right? What made you think your relationship was gonna be the same? It most likely won't be the same, and people gonna move on. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if your emotions change all the time, right? We would love to live in a fairy tale where it doesn't change. But we have to be realistic here. We're human beings. Human beings of emotions and feelings, right? Which is contradicted to men, because men are logical based. That's why men are least inclined to file for divorces, because we see the practicality of being in a relationship. But women are emotional creatures. Their emotions change all the time. When your emotions change all the time, that means your attraction changes all the time. And I hate to repeat myself, because sometimes I have to repeat myself to make people understand. that it's not a reliable thing to focus on, right? When you're emotional based, it's not something reliable to focus on. That means that means relationship gonna change, relationship change, and relationship fails left to right. Right? That's why they initiate the divorce rate. That's why the divorce rate is that high, and women initiate the highest rate of divorces among men. I mean, among relationships. Then men, right? Men least likely to do that because men see it's impractical to do that. Because if he filed for divorces, he know what he is losing. He's losing a partner, right? He's losing a partner. He's losing his resources. He's losing his kids. This is why guys are in these relationships the longest. This is why guys are least inclined to file for divorces. These is the reason why guys are in the sexless marriages. These are the reason why guys are in this 50-year marriages and sleep in separate rooms from their spouse, right? And this is why when they finally get divorces when they're 50 or 60, they're in financially ruin, right? A lot of older men tell me this, right? Not only that, from everywhere. They tell me if you're going to divorce early, because when you divorce older, you're financially ruined. This is why I think, right, you should not get married if you're an established man, right? Forget all these keeping up with the Jones. Oh, my neighbor, my homie is married. Oh no, bro, look after yourself. At the end of the day, your homies, your friends, your neighbors are not you. They don't look out for your best interest. They look out for their own interests. All right, and your best interest is, since people are changing emotion all the time, which is emotion is unstable. That means love is not a definitive thing. Right? That's why I said there's no such thing as love. There's what you can do with the resources, right? That you could provide them. Once you lack the resources, their interest diminish. Right? It's better off just to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And if you want to have kids, fine, just have kids. Right? If you want to make it official with God, say you're married to God, but don't bring the government involved in this kind of stuff. Right? Don't do that. Right? Now you bring the government involved, now you have to do with alimony, spousal support, and all that stuff. Right? Now we just get a girl pregnant for 18 years, now you have a kid, that you're not stuck with the alimony. Right? Man, if I have kids, I mean that's the best way to go. Just have kids, just be boyfriend and girlfriend. Right? And that's been practicing right now. There's a lot of couples out there who have kids and they're just boyfriend and girlfriends. Or they can say they're husband and wife, but they just don't bring the government into the relationship. Once you bring your government into a relationship, that's it. That's it. It's over. Right? It's over. That's why relationship doesn't last. Relationship, when you're tied up like this, man, and people are emotional creatures and they switch up like that. That's it. All right? Why do you think boyfriend and girlfriend break up all the time? Right? A lot of relationship guys, Chad and Tyrone, they've been to so many boyfriend and girlfriends. They don't last. Their emotions, they're not attached. Right? You need to learn not to live in this fantasy world, man. As men, you need to be grounded to reality and not be in this fantasy world. That you're just being a simp, just being ignorant. You're just being blinded by what's going on. Right? You're just being blinded by a woman's beauty. That's why I'm saying, like, don't be just all these stuff, the superficial stuff, throw it all away. Right? When it comes to girls, you can't be superficial to girls at all. You guys judge her by her actions. Right? But back to my point, what I'm saying, right? Relationship will most relationship these days, modern relationship is not gonna last. You have to understand that. You have to accept that. Right? One minute you with another girl, another minute you with another girl. Right? One minute you like another girl, one minute you like another girl. One minute you date a model, one minute you date a artist, one minute you do this and that and that and that and that and that. You're gonna go through so many relationships, especially if you're a high value man. Right? You're gonna go through so many relationships. Right? So many wives. Look at Andrew Tate, he got like 5 wives. Five, I don't know, his wife or girlfriend or whatever. I don't know his situation, right? But you can't be that, man. You know, face reality, right? And don't think marriage is the only options, right? When you get a girl pregnant, don't think you have to marry her immediately, right? But be wise, guys. Don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the marriage trap, right? Don't be fooled by this agenda. Don't be fooled by women, right? 2 step ahead of them, right? And best of luck if you ever want to be in relationships, right? But on that note, guys, you agree what I'm saying or you disagree, leave your comment below. On that note, guys, if you want to support the channel, like, share, subscribe. I drop videos daily. On that note, guys, peace and blessings.